We're now joined by economist Lorenzo Codogno. Thanks for coming on the programme. Now, I have to say, Italy has tended to be the economy that drags down the rest of the EU. But ever since coming out of recession in 2020, they've been beating expectations. And yet you've got industrial production contracting, consumer confidence low. So what's happening?
Well, I think there is a combination of transitory and more permanent factors. I think on the transitory side, we have to acknowledge that there have been very generous subsidies introduced by the government to renovate and refurbish houses, which was very successful and actually has stimulated construction industry. Also, I would say the reopening of China, not just for the demand, the stimulus, but also the easing of the supply bottlenecks globally, and Italy is a major exporter within Europe. These are more kind of short-term effects, but more long-term, I would say Italy is one of the major beneficiaries of European money coming from Next Generation EU, together with Greece, Spain, and other countries, and that is gradually hitting the ground and supporting demand. Finally, I would say labor market has been extremely resilient in line with many other countries. Actually, there is also another factor, which is the build-up in savings during the COVID and afterwards, and that is supporting demand.
Now, it's interesting what you were saying in terms of the rest of Europe there aligning. I just wonder how the growth picture in Italy fits in to what we're seeing across the rest of Europe and those trends.
I think Italy is no exception within Europe. The trend is broadly the same. It's just that Italy has some special factors that are currently supporting growth more than in other countries. Again, savings, Next Generation EU, and a very resilient labor market. So this might actually last for a while. In my forecast, I have growth in excess of 1%, actually 1.3% since the end of last year, and I think the situation has actually improved. So I would not be surprised to see most forecasters to catch up and point to stronger growth for the current year, maybe for next one.
And in terms of what investors are expecting or what might change the growth outlook, from Meloni, from the government, more of the same or something different?
Well, as you know, the current government has a very strong majority in parliament, so for a change, Italy has political stability. Now, you might not like the government, but the government for now is actually very much mainstream in terms of foreign policy and in terms of budgetary policy. So that is reassuring for international investors, and at least for now, the situation seems to be positive.
Lorenzo Codogno, always a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much for your insights.